Simple Car Guy here, and this is my BMW X7. I've had this car for almost a year now, and so far have changed the chrome kidney grille to blacked out version, and then upgraded the body colored side mirror caps to carbon fiber ones, as well as black out some of the chrome pieces. I also installed a stealth towing hitch so I can actually use this car for towing, and added an amplifier to improve the sound quality. But today I'm finally swapping out the OEM wheels with the winter tires to these sweet MRR FS6s that I got very slightly used a few months ago. I'm changing the wheels in this video myself, and if you choose to do the same, make sure you disable the air suspension, otherwise the car will try to adjust as you are lifting it, which can be very dangerous. Anyway, let me start by explaining why I went with the same 21-inch wheel setup as the OEM and not something that's much bigger, as I'm sure a lot of you are thinking. Well, this is very much a family car for me, and a very comfortable one at that. A lot of that has to do with the air suspension, but I suspect the amount of tire sidewall is also a huge factor. So I will be installing exactly the same tire on these aftermarket wheels to maintain the same level comfort for my family. To be exact, I got these MRR FS6 wheels basically brand new, as they did not work out for the previous owner that got them new. The front wheel here is 21 by 9 and the rear is 21 by 10.5, so this is a staggered setup. The tires are the stock 285 by 45 R21 Bridgestones, which fit both wheels well. This is another reason why I went with the 21s. I'm cheap and I didn't feel like spending $700 per tire for 22s or even more for 23s, especially as I've already had these stock tires. If you're planning on doing the same, there are some specs to keep in mind. The center bore, also known as the hub bore, is 66.6 millimeters. If you get wheels with anything bigger, you will have to get hub-centric rings, or it won't be safe to install them. The bolt pattern is 5 by 112 on these newer BMWs, which is different from previous generations that had 5 by 120 bolt pattern. This gives you a lot of options of wheels to choose from that never came on BMWs, but also makes it so you can't install older style BMW wheels without adapters. With the wheels swapped out, I was super excited and ready to go for a drive. But notice how I haven't talked about the wheel offset yet? Well, turns out that's pretty important, and even after doing all of the calculations and checking the specs, the front wheels were too close to the brake caliper and would scrape if driven. At first, I wasn't exactly sure where I went wrong, as the offset on these front wheels is 39 millimeters and the stock offset is 36 millimeters, which is only a 3 millimeter difference. But turns out I forgot that the wheel is actually half an inch narrower, and thus it is closer to the caliper. It was kind of a bummer, but luckily there was a great solution for this. I ordered a set of 15 millimeter spacers, which will bring the wheel out 15 millimeters and clear the caliper. Of course, I got longer lug bolts at the same time to make sure this is safe. So you can see a little bit better how that actually works. So you can see the aftermarket one, the darker one on the left here, and you can see how many threads are sticking out. So it should be very safe to use with these 15 millimeter spacers. Thinking about it now, I wish I did that from the start, as it made the wheel and tire fill the wheel arch much nicer. And look at that. Now it's going to be, once the wheel is straight, it's not straight right now, obviously. It'll be perfectly aligned with the body. Just a tiny bit on the inside, but not sticking out or being too much on the inside. Awesome. There's the spacer and the new lug bolts. I mostly used these two websites that were incredibly helpful in figuring out what fits and what doesn't, and what kind of spacing would actually work on my vehicle. So check those out if this is something you are working on yourself. Anyway, when installing a new set of wheels, you also have to install a new set of TPMS sensors. I went with the same sensor I have installed on all my other BMWs, and then I programmed them myself using this CG Solid tool. Check out this video if you'd like to see the entire process I have done in the past. And here it is after driving for about a day. I may have to adjust the pressure just a little bit, but yeah, everything looks good. The pressure sensors are working and showing the pressure on each wheel. Very nice. So I decided to take the car for a nice car wash. Got the ultimate package. Car wash broke. I've been sitting here for like 5 minutes. I think it might be turning back on now. Oh, there it is. Now let's talk about design. As I've learned over the last few years being on YouTube, this will also be controversial because I did not choose the wheels that someone else likes. But I actually really like this design, and I think it gives a car a more unique look. There are many wheels that fit the X7, but I'm always on the lookout for a good set of wheels or a cool design, and I thought this would be a good next step in customizing this X7. These FS6s wheels are flow force construction, making them lighter and allowing for a less busy design. One thing that becomes more apparent in these is that there is quite a bit of space between the spokes, making it easier to see the caliper. So maybe I should paint those blue to match the car? What do you think? Is that too much, or would that look pretty cool? Anyway, I paid $1,200 for all four, which was an incredible deal, as these sell for closer to $700 per wheel. Well guys, it's all done now, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I know I have to black out the rest of the chrome on the vehicle to complete the look, but what other mods should I do? Anything else I can do to the exterior that would actually look good? Should I get a chip to get more power out of that B58 engine? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!